All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier self hypnosis coach and your personal guide. So, you may ask what's on the menu, especially if you are truly my regular viewer, listener, and watcher. And of course, today is one way to sort of, even as I'm right now reflecting on the day that was, it's been truly beautiful, magical, and it's also been, it's like you have, there are times you have that feeling. There's that day that you have where it just feels like literally, um, that expression. I love it when a plan comes together. For those of you who are, children of the 70s and the 80s, you'll remember, you may have watched this series called The A Team. And there was this character called, I think he was Colonel, what is he, Colonel Lecter? Colonel Hannibal, I think that was his name. And then, of course, they brought back that series somewhere around the 2009, 2010, uh, when movies were being revived, and they got Liam Neeson to play this character, and they had Bradley Cooper playing one of the other characters. And the reason why, I'm sort of like taking you down movie trivia. Again, a quick uh, remembrance of the I think it would have been the 90s when you had Remington Steele, who would constantly be making movie references. And movies, I think, for me, have always played that role. So as you can tell, I'm definitely in a mood, a good one, a chipper mood. But I think more importantly, today is on so many fronts. It's just reminded me that, when you commit to wanting to make a difference, and you put out clear intentions into the world of things that you want, of how you want your life to be. It's like they say, there's that one of those exercises that you may have done, especially as a digital coach. um, you may have come across that the exercise of the perfect day. And in so many ways, from like waking up early in the morning to meditation, visualization, hypnosis, imagining, uh, in so many different ways the perfect day, being connecting with really, really amazing people. And of course, today with digital, it just makes it so much easier. It's so much more efficient. And interestingly, even though, we are in different corners of the world, different time zones, but it's easy and effortless to connect heart to heart. So, I mean, like I said, I never expected my daily pod to be like a dear diary, or like a daily journaling. But interestingly, for me, I've been noticing that a lot of my sharing is feels more like I'm just, taking a moment to reflect on my life, to reflect on the day and how they correlate, and more importantly, of course, how this can be of value, of use to you. Because at the end of the day, the work that I do, my intention is to be able to help you, as the tagline goes, to be able to maximize your market value. And part of that is being able to recognize who you are, what you stand for, and more importantly, in your life, what is it that you want, right? So um, today was definitely one of those days that really reminds me in so many ways that, when you there's that expression, right? That shiddat se. So when you really truly believe that, it is possible, and that it can be, fill in the blank. You can, think of whatever it is in your life that you've wanted, and you truly believe that it is possible, and then you let go, you allow. Um, I mean, literally every day is nothing short of a miracle or miracles. Now, by that, I, I, in no way do I mean that every day is like 100% wow, but even if things look like they may be going awry for a moment, things just have a way of rebalancing, right? So to me, it's definitely um, a reminder that, a lot of what I had put out there, a lot of the hard work, if one wants to call it that, a lot of the patience, a lot of the diligence, a lot of the perseverance, and, truly just believing that, this also will come to pass. This also will be part of my reality. And I say part of my reality because it's not just only that. Because I'm sure you would have noticed that if you had set yourself goals maybe 20 years ago, today, while some of those goals have become a reality, you also realize that it's an opportunity to update your goal list, to update your wishes, to update your desires, right? Really what you want. So I think it's definitely a moment, especially today, to reflect, to express my gratitude for um, the amazing people that that have come into my life, and in just the way that that I had envisioned, right? Again, if you ask me, did I know it was going to happen exactly like this? Hell no, right? But I knew what I wanted. It's like I was telling somebody earlier today, and yesterday there was a lot of that happening, which is everything to do with, if you really don't know um, the recipe, there's no point in asking how. Think about it. You want something in your life and you don't know how to make it. So, for example, if you do not know how to make tea, what's the point in asking, how do I make tea? Instead, if you're like, I want tea, and I've seen it out there, it looks good, so I'd like to have that kind of an experience, and then you just allow. To me, I've come to realize that life is like that. So for the things that I want, I just focus on, yeah, this is what I want. This is what I want to be doing. This is what I want to be feeling. This is what I want to be, sharing, and with who all I want to be sharing, rather than trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to achieve it? So, coming full circle, when, this evening, as I was allowing the pod of the day, the topic of the day to emerge, uh, this expression popped into my head, which was, Colonel Hannibal's, I think he's Hannibal, Colonel Hannibal's, I love it when a plan comes together. And it just, it just made me smile because, um, and especially if you watch the movie, you'll realize that there's a lot of, planning, but there's a lot of luck, there's a lot of chance, there's a lot of belief that everything just works out. So if you ask me, and maybe if you're right now in that phase in your life, maybe if you're in that stage in your life, especially as a digital coach, where you've tried a lot, the key word here is tried. You've tried a lot, and in spite of that, somehow you just feel that every time you're coming up short, right? In fact, this stage in my own life inspired me so much that I even, like someone said, I even wrote a blog about it. In my case, I even created a workshop because of it, or about it, or around it. So, and who knows, maybe some version of that, because I'm sure there's some copyright uh, somewhere out there. Um, in essence, it's like the workshop is called Mera Number Kab Aayega. So you understand what I mean by copyright. But at this point, the workshop is called Mera Number Kab Aayega because as a digital coach, right, I'm going to assume that you're right now at that phase in your life where you've put in a certain amount of work. So not so much as being, oh, I'm just starting my coaching journey. It's like you put in the work. I was watching a podcast the other day and they talk about hard yards. So you've done all the heavy lifting. And in spite of that, you and also you've spent a lot of money, not only in skilling yourself, in upgrading your skills, but also in learning about tools and or buying tools and technology, and going for many mentorship programs. However, when you look at your bank balance, I bet you have that thought. It's like when I look around me and I see other people ahead of me, it's like, mera number kab aayega, right? When will I get my fair share? So that's the reason actually why I've created this workshop, and it's on Sunday at 11 a.m. So especially if you're a digital coach, this is most relevant to you, and especially if you've tried a lot and failed a lot, I can definitely tell you what's missing. The one missing ingredient is you, meaning that you've done a lot, but you've been focusing too much on your negative self beliefs. So, and this is where the how comes in. You don't know how to change your negative self beliefs. So, the trick is when you actually start to focus on your positive self beliefs and you flood your what we call neurology, right? You flood your neurology with really, really powerful self beliefs, which are positive. Sooner or later, but eventually, you'll reach that tipping point where you're not trying to change your bad habits. You're not trying to change your negative habits or your negative beliefs about yourself, but instead you're focusing on the good, right? And when you do that long enough, somewhere there's a gear that shifts. And then it's like they say, there's no looking back, meaning that you've changed so much. It's like I forget now who came up with the concept of the X programming and the Y programming. Right? I think it's from psycho-cybernetics, but I could be wrong. And the point is that when you flood your neurology with so much good stuff, it will not even matter about the quote unquote bad stuff. And again, don't take my word for it, right? That's the reason why I've created this workshop, to give you an experience and also to create that space for you so that you can actually come here and do the work effortlessly, because everything here that we do is using the power of hypnosis and self-hypnosis. So, don't take my word for it. Sign up, come, check for yourself. Like, does this really work? Has it really made a difference to you in one session? Because the first session, like I said, it happens at 11. And since you paid up, there is a surprise for you. I'll just leave it at that for now. Open loops. So definitely come and, um, check it out for yourself. And I can promise you this: if you believe that this is that missing piece, your life will, it's like 3 months, 6 months, 1 year from now, when you reflect on the decision that you made, when you were watching this, or maybe you watched it a few more times, and then you said, okay, you know what, I'm going to join, Sunday, 11 a.m. This will be one of those what do they call them? Those moments. The the expression evades me right now. So, as I said, if you're really looking to be in a state of life jingalala, right? Again, two commercials. And I'm sure some of you know already. In case you don't, my background is in advertising. So advertising and movies, it just like flows through me. Um, so yeah, I definitely look forward to seeing you in another one. As you probably know, these pods are recorded every day. Lives are recorded every day. It's been now closer and closer to a 1 year anniversary. We are now slowly inching towards, I think, about 300 days, meaning every single day, right? So I will be back, of course. I'll be back tomorrow. And do check out. I have, started to experiment with reels on, I mean, with YouTube shorts. So if you haven't already, do check it out. Maybe if you saw the short and you came here, thank you. And I do, of course, create reels on Insta. And you will be able to find my socials on my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And yeah, if there is any way in which I can help you, just let me know. Send me a personal message, and I respond to all of them myself. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing from you. And if there's any way in which I can help you, I definitely will. And of course, as always, remember to live with purpose, because I will be back tomorrow, and my intention is to continue to hold this space for you. So thank you very much once again. And, thank you for sending out these vibes, because this is what keeps me coming back. Literally, it's like a magnet. It just keeps going on and on and on. Right. So, yep, I shall be back. Thank you so much. And see you in the next one.